We're seeing a pretty balanced market right now, but two of our premier areas here in Las Vegas are finally softening. If you've been waiting to get into Summerlin or Henderson, this might be your moment. Hi, and welcome to Invest with Jim, where you'll find real estate insights that no one else is sharing. I'm Jim, a real estate agent and an investor here in Las Vegas, and today we're breaking down what's happening in the market as we head into November and what that means for both buyers and sellers. As you can see on the screen, overall, there's not much change across the board. We're sitting at about 3.76 months of inventory, which puts us in a buyer's market for sure. When I break this all down, I noticed that we had 2,900 new listings in October, and we had 1,800 sales and another 1,000 listings withdrawn. That's why it looks like nothing has really changed, because the new listings minus the sales minus the withdrawals, it's all staying pretty flat. Not to mention, a lot of those withdrawn listings end up coming right back on the market, which keeps the inventory levels steady. Even here on the buy area numbers, it's pretty balanced. The increases and declines are very modest, and we're staying pretty stable across the board. But what's interesting to me though is we're starting to see the higher end markets like Summerlin and Henderson begin to soften. Over the summer, these were some of the strongest areas in town. But now that we're moving into the fall and winter, the expensive areas are having to make adjustments while other markets are staying steady. So if you've been waiting to buy in Summerlin, this is a great time to get a good deal. We're seeing price cuts around 3 to 4%, which has resulted in an increase of sales by 13.5% in these areas. A lot of people are taking this as an opportunity to get into these desired areas that have been harder to negotiate in until now. In the Northwest, Southwest, and in North Las Vegas, things are holding pretty steady. No major movements either way. But something worth noting is that there is a lot of new construction in these areas, and the builders are definitely pulling buyers away from the resale market in these areas. Even though new builds come with higher prices and property taxes, the incentives are really hard to beat. We're seeing interest rate buy down, so you can get a lower interest rate for your mortgage, or credits towards your closing costs, among other incentives as well. It's difficult for resale home sellers to compete with that. Plus, a lot of resale homes need some work. Some are more major and some are more minor. However, a lot of times with prices this high and interest rates where they're at, a lot of people want something completely turnkey. They don't want to buy a house and then have to do a bunch of repairs still. So builders are taking advantage of that demand, right? So I've heard a lot of buyers say, well, if I'm going to spend this much anyways, I don't want to buy something just to do more work into it. And that's another thing that's attractive about the new builds. With that said though, homes priced under $500,000 are still selling well, which explains why homes in North Las Vegas are still seeing slight increases in pricing. And I see that reflected in my own listings as well. Over this last month, two of our listings, a condo around $200K and a single family home right under $400K, both sold within days of hitting the market. Meanwhile, the listings that we have that are above the median sale prices are taking a little longer to sell. For sellers, that tells us a lot. Many of the homes sitting on the market for 90 to 140 days are owned by sellers who can actually afford to wait. They're not the most serious sellers. If you do need to sell, maybe you're relocating for work, or you need to upsize or downsize, whatever the case, this is not the time to test the market. Price your home near the most recent sold comps, or maybe even slightly below, or be ready to adjust the price quickly if you're not getting the activity, showings, or offers. Whatever you do, don't let it sit and get stale. Once your days on market climb, you will lose leverage in negotiating. Price accurately and stay realistic. Sell based on data, not just hope. And now for buyers, this time of year is your sweet spot. We're in November, the holidays are coming up, and most people's focus shifts from home buying to holidays, family, presents, and vacations. This means lower buyer demand, which means better deals for anyone who is still looking to buy a home. But I always say this too, if it's not your time to buy, don't force it. But if you're ready and you're looking for a deal, this is your best opportunity and the most wonderful time of the year. Ho, ho, ho. Try to find these homes that have been sitting on the market for like 60 to 120 days. Always check the listing history, because sometimes people might take the home off the market and put it right back on. So look at the cumulative days on the market too. When you make an offer, you can negotiate for closing costs, interest rate buy downs, and even repair credits. And always compare your deal to what builders builders are offering around town. I know for my team, we're tracking and studying the market, and because of that, we've been able to get our clients some amazing deals, both on resales and new homes. On the foreclosure and short sale side, I haven't seen any major jumps. Everything is pretty much in line as the previous year. You might have noticed or read some headlines that they said that the notices of defaults have increased here in Nevada, but keep in mind that does not always imply a foreclosure is coming. It could just be somebody that was late on a mortgage payment, an HOA payment, or even property taxes. There is a lag factor to all this data. So we'll keep watching it and we'll update you if we're noticing any major shifts in this area. And for me personally, this month, I got my 100K subscriber plaque from YouTube. We did a pretty cool photo shoot on it. That's been exciting. It's right there, actually. I can't believe I got one. Thank you guys. And October, Halloween, one of my favorite holidays. My team dressed up as me, bald caps and the Invest with Jim merch and everything. It was really funny. It made my day.
Are you guys dressed up as me today?
Yeah.
I love it.
And then finally, to end the month, I hung out with some friends from high school. We were able to watch the World Series together, went to a Raiders game. Yeah, we're all getting really old. Not like the old days anymore. To sum it up, the Las Vegas market is very steady overall, with the higher end areas softening a bit and entry-level homes still moving fast, and the builders are keeping pressure on the resale market. Buyers have room to negotiate right now, and sellers have to be sharp on their pricing if they want to see results. Bottom line is, we're still in a pretty healthy market. Your opportunity comes from working with an agent who understands and tracks this data and knows how and when to get you a good deal. A lot of people have a goal of what they want to accomplish before the end of this year, or are making goals for 2026 already. If that's you, reach out to the number on the screen, or you can schedule a consultation with me through the link in the description below, and we'll go over your goals specifically and come up with a customized game plan for you. If you found this helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it to somebody who will get value from this as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.